Hello there, wonderful world of social media. Yours truly, Jimmie Williams. Many of you know me from my YouTube channel, The Wisdom Economics Coach. I am a real estate developer, real estate coach and mentor, and I buy and sell property, and I'm in the area of finance as well. I teach people how to go out and buy businesses, how to acquire assets. I teach them how to acquire true wealth. I'm not just teaching how to buy and sell a property and not really turn that money over into an asset like, buying a property that's income producing. I teach a lot of those things. And the main reason I'm on today is I have a program called Business in a Box. I have my partner on, his name is Travis Robinson. Me and him have been knowing each other for about 8 years now. And this program has been very profitable for many people. And I brought on another special guest. She's one of my latest. She says she's been one of my old-time students, and I didn't even know it. She's been following me for a long time, but she recently got involved with this program, Business in a Box. And it's best sometimes to do a demonstration to show people exactly how the program works instead of just talking about it. So what better way to do that than to show you guys, what I did? Because I was one of Travis's first clients to actually buy the program, and I bought several companies, as you're going to see today. And I'm going to show you step by step, what happens when you buy the corporation. What's next? How do you transfer that corporation from another state to the state that you're in to legally do business? How does he build the business credit? How do they do that? And then I show you how to literally go to the bank and get a bank account, because when you get funded, you have to get funded in that business bank account. And I show you the methods and the steps. Sometimes, they want to see tax returns depending on the lender. They want to see profit and loss statements. And so you want to know what's it's not an overnight thing. This program is literally, it's 90 to 120 days from A to Z to get your money. And sometimes a little longer, sometimes a little less. We funded people, you guys heard from Pat Bender's story. She got funded in 60 days, but that's not typical for everyone. But I wanted to show you this, and I'm going to do a screen share. It's only going to be about 10 minutes long. And then we're going to have Rochelle ask us some questions at the end. And I do have Travis on, so you can ask him some questions so the people that follow us can get a good idea of what this really is. Because it's a substantial investment. You're talking, $12,000 for the lowest package. Biggest package is $30,000, but it's well worth it because we fund up to $200,000. In some cases, more than that. But we try to keep our word. We try to under-promise and over-deliver. So without further ado, let me share my screen. And while I'm pulling that up, do you have any questions for me, Rochelle, while we're doing that, or for Travis? Mm-hmm. You say you do not?
No, I'm sorry. No, I don't. No.
But no worries. You got it. Okay. Here we go. I got my screen's a little mess here, but we're getting right into this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my personal email here. Okay. Where I sent you guys. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Great. So what we're going to do is we're going to basically, let me just pull the big screen here so we can say this, because the people who are watching may not know. Let me move that down really quick. We're just going to talk about 5 different topics. Basically, this is just basic guidelines. There's more to it than this, but when you go for these levels, you're ready to get funding when you get to like level number 5. Okay. So number 1, corporation docs. I made a little error there. Excuse me for that. That's the articles of incorporation. Depending on what state you get it from, you can go online and you can see your docs online as well. So real time, I'm going to show you. I'm going to go to the website where it was incorporated. You're going to see that it's in my name. You'll be able to see that it's legitimate, that it's active. Because some people, scam artists, what they'll do is they'll give you a corporation. You go look it up, you can't find it online, right? So you can't go to the bank and get a bank account because they're going to say that's not legit. And so you're going to be able to see that today. I'm going to talk about the power of having their virtual office for funding. It's very, very important to have that. I'm going to be talking about business credit lines, not personal credit lines. I'm talking, substantial trade lines on your EIN number. Just as if you were going to get personal credit, you got to get trade lines for that, right? So these things are important. Number 4, the foreign filing. Now, I just had somebody who got this program about a month and a half ago. He went to the bank and he has a corporation. His corporation is from Texas, and his corporation is about 9 years old. He went to the bank. He had the corporation. He had the EIN number and all of that. But guess what? He's in the state of Pennsylvania. He lives in Philadelphia. So the bank was like, well, I need to see some type of proof that you're able to do business in the state of Pennsylvania. So he couldn't get it. And so one thing he forgot to ask, and I wish he had asked, was, Jimmie, when do I go to the bank? And he might have asked me before, but I didn't have clarity. I was unaware that he did not have the foreign filing just yet. And that's a process that normally takes 2 to 3 weeks. But Travis is telling me because of COVID, because of, lack of people being in their places with jobs, that, it's taking like 6 to 8 weeks to get that very important document. I'm going to show you what it looks like. But basically it says, okay, Jimmie, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia, and the corporation's in California. It literally shows that, okay, I purchased it in California, but now it's been transferred to Atlanta, Georgia, which makes it legal for me to do business in that state. So the local bank's going to say, okay, he can do business here. That's what happened to me. I have 4 corporations, I'm going to show you, and I bank with BB&T. But that's very, very important. Without this document, you cannot go to the bank and start a bank account. Number 5, preparing for funding, your business bank account, okay? Having the voided check, bank statements, tax returns, and profit and loss statements, okay? Not all banks, not all lenders ask for that, but it's very, very important that you have access to it if you need it, all right? So let's get right into this here. 1 second. All right, here we go. Let's go back. All right. So, okay, so the corporation docs. I'm going to show you what I got. Now, here's the 4 corporations that Travis did for me, okay? Commonwealth Solutions, Evolution Associates, EcoPack LLC, and Applied Certified LLC, all right? Now, and he gave me all this information here. He told me how he was going to do it. These are the major companies. This is what he was putting in the business trade lines on. I'm not going to skip and go to that. But what I wanted to show you guys, the most important part, was this right here. I can go online, and I can literally see my corporation, okay? It's not something in the air, okay? So let me just type in Commonwealth Solutions in here. There it is right there. And I'm going to click search, okay? There it is right there. See that? Domestic Limited Liability Corporation Company, right? It was originally in New Mexico. Now check this out. I click on it. All right. It shows my mailing address. Now that mailing address, which is that's my virtual office. That's what he set it up as. You see that? That's very, very important because, SBA, depending on what kind of funding you get, they're going to look and see if it matches on the original document. Now, here's something else you need to take a look at. This corporation was founded in, 2015. I just bought it last year. So it's an aged corporation. And it doesn't show the previous owner, which is good because sometimes if it doesn't show the new owner, then they're going to be asking, okay, who's this other person? So when Travis transfers it over, it's in my possession and it's 5 years old. That's all they need to know. Okay? You guys see that? It's right there for you to look at, okay? So that's very, very important. And I tell people, listen, if you can't find it online, you got to be very careful when you start buying corporations and you can't find it, right? Number 2, let me show you the EIN docs. I got that attached here too, which I think is very important to show that. Where's that at here? EIN number, where did I put it? I thought it had here. Hold on, it's the voided check. It's not in there. I just got to show it to you guys. I have so much stuff on here, man. I know where everything is. Let's see, Commonwealth Solutions. I just pull it up. EIN number is in here somewhere.
Down there. There you go.
Travis, you saw it faster than me, huh? But see, and this is a very important documentation when you go to the bank. They want to know, okay, is this legit? And it is. It's a real, no joking here.
And I want to just add to that real quick, Jimmie. If you ever purchase a shelf corporation and it doesn't have a new EIN, in other words, if they're giving you a shelf corporation, and it's attached to the original owner, you want to steer clear of that because that means that they've actually transacted business in that former EIN name or number. So with the shelf corporation, you always want to have a brand new EIN number, which makes it legit.
Wow, yes. And I like that you said that because people will get these corporations and they try to figure out what's going on with it. Why is there a tax? Why is there a lien on the corporation?
Exactly.
You start doing your due diligence. It's too late. You've already bought it. So,
yes.
I signed up with Travis late May. Look at this. It's brand new. Okay. It's brand new. So that could be a nightmare. Trust me. That's a headache you do not want.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? Virtual office. So that's what this is right here. It comes, depending on where Travis gets it from, has a phone number, EIN, not EIN number, pardon me, because that's something you already get. You get a phone number, fax number, and you have an actual virtual address. Basically, when they look this up, it's gonna be cohesive with the guidelines of SBA. Some addresses, when you do certain types of funding, they don't accept those addresses. This is a real address, you know, and it's in a business, more than likely a business district. Am I right?
That's correct.
Okay. So, and you get, and I didn't put this up here, the virtual office, but you get a professional website. Now, I've hired my wife's company to do it. So when you guys pay us, these are the things we have to purchase. Like this website alone, we pay for 1 full year of hosting, and I pay my wife, her company, you know, they're really good, about $1,000 to do that. This is my website with Commonwealth Solutions, okay? That's what it looks like, all right? And it has an age domain name, Rochelle, which means the domain name, you know, they don't want to see a domain name that popped up yesterday. They want to see a domain name that could be at least 3 to 5 years old. So she bought this age domain name here and built out the website. You see that? Very professional, very cohesive to what they want. Okay. And yes, go ahead.
I have a question. You know, like having a corporation in certain states is more favorable than others.
Right.
For example, Delaware. So if we wanted to have a corporation in Delaware, do we have a pick? Can we pick?
Good question. I'll let Travis answer that question because he's the guy behind he's the oiling behind the machine who does all that and knows where to get them. Travis, will you take that question, please?
Sure. So as far as corporations go, as far as the shelf corporation, you got to keep in mind that these corporations that we're building out is for the sole purpose of funding. Mm-hmm. A lot of people that come into the program, they want to basically say, hey, I want to use this corporation as my main corporation, which you can. But at the same token, we're building these corporations for the actual purpose of actually being able to get it funded. Okay. As of right now, we don't have, let's say, Delaware shelf corporations. So right now we have Colorado, we have New Mexico, and we have Montana. And so most of the corporations that we get, usually they're about 4 or 5 to usually between 4 and 8 years old. Right. Shelf corporations. So.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Your question, Rochelle?
I did have another question. The profit and loss statements. Mm-hmm. Can we ask for those, or do we have to do those ourselves, or how do we have to prepare them?
Travis and I both. I have 3 CPAs myself, and Travis has a couple himself. And all they do is they get you prepared for funding. If and only if the lender asks for it, you actually you want to get that document. Let me show you what it looks like. It's just because in this world of what's going on with fraud and everything, sometimes they ask you for everything. But I have a really good CPA that does it. This is from just to show you the jump from 2019, and then let me move this out of the way. This is 2020's profit and loss. Okay, so basically what you do is if you need it, you would reach out to the CPA, and CPA could do it. But don't worry about that. The main things you to be concerned about, believe it or not, is now because of fraud last year, they're asking for a certain type of document for you to file taxes with. It's called the 45T. What is it called, Travis?
4506T.
4506T, exactly. Very important document. And we jumped the gun here, but it's important to talk about it. And what they're saying is, okay, I see you have these tax returns, but let's go back to the IRS and see if it's already if it's legitimately recorded. Because people can get up behind a computer and type up anything, can't they? They can manipulate things. But when you contact SBA, it's going to be legit, right? So that's the most important thing. And all these other steps right here, the foreign filing is very, very important. Business credit lines. Let's get into that really, really quick, and we're going to be wrapping up here. Credit lines. Okay, so this is Commonwealth Solutions. You can't see it; it's far off. But on this document, you'll see that I have a $100 trade line added. Okay. Well, basically, it's a loan that's attached to my. It shows as a loan, just as if you were doing personal credit. You could see that it had a line of 20 or 30,000 on there, but this has 100,000, and you can see that I've been paying it off since. It shows that the business has been paying it off. All right, so the balance is. Let's see, remaining balance is 55,000, so it's like right in the middle. and it shows the dates and everything. So it's legit. It is attached. And so if you go pull up your business credit, it's going to be attached. They're going to be able to see that. There's another one on here I want to show you. It's for people, certain companies who look for, lease. They want to lease equipment. Okay, so they need to have some kind of background of leasing it in the past and showing that they borrowed already and that they're making their payment, right? So that's what this is. It's a $50,000 lease agreement, basically. Okay, and it shows that I've paid off. Payment history $20,669. Most recent payment amount was $2,783. So when they see that, it gives you the credibility. Your business looks sharp. And then you have your personal credit. All right. What else we got here? All right. So the foreign filing. Let me show that document so you guys can see it. And this is what I told the gentleman the other day. I said, the next time you go, just take this document with you. Now let's go back to the website so you can see the difference. So this is the original address when he bought the corporation. 120 Madura Northeast, that's Albuquerque, New Mexico, right? Let's take a look. Mm-hmm. That address is right here. See that? That's the physical address. But as you can see, the business address is on here as well. So this little document, so if I took this to the bank, they might accept it. But if I take this other doc, this is the nail biter, not nail biter, deal breaker, right? Let's hope it's not a nail biter, but it's a deal breaker. So basically, you can see that the principal place of address has been updated in the state of Georgia, in Covington. You know what I mean? That's it right there. And so when they look at that, it's local. They don't start freaking out saying, you got some corporation from way over here. Where'd you get it from? Okay. So when he gets this document, the guy, my friend in Philadelphia, he'll be ready. He'll be good to go. All right. So in the last part here, any questions so far? Rochelle? Okay. All right. So, okay. So the bank account, business bank account, let me just show you what it looks like, what mine looked like last year. And again, when I had my business accounts, around May, we had a really good month. And so I funneled some of my, I transferred some funds into that account to show that there's activity in there. And you're going to be able to see what that looks like. Okay. Here's my not February, pardon me. I think this is August. August statements, Commonwealth Solutions. You can see the business address right there. And you can see how much money we moved through there. You don't see much activity because I did most of the activity last year through my primary account, JW Acquisitions and Development. But I wanted to show that for other lenders when they saw, okay, he does have something moving. Then they asked me for the other business bank accounts so they can see, what Jimmie's really, really doing. Let me just show you JW Acquisitions bank account at that time, so you can see exactly how much revenue and I got a few loans, business bank loans at that time too. Okay, because we paid out to employees about $150K last year. But so there, so that's the revenue from JW Acquisitions. And if you look here, see this. So if you look here, you'll see. Pardon me. You'll see in here. I had some transfers. Let's go down a little further here. Let's see. Because they ask for this when they see a bank account that doesn't really have a lot of transactions, just transfers. They want to know what account is attached to it. Let's see. The transfers might be at the bottom. Yeah, here. Yeah, they're right there. Okay. So I just wanted to show you guys that so you can see how that works. But very, very important to have that set up. What else I got to show you here? I showed you the payments. And okay, here's the tax returns. Okay. So again, here's a real tax return. Okay, that from 2019. And Travis, this is all Travis's team that does this. Okay. See that? And so just so you know, all this is important. Of course, they want to voided check. This is a dark check. You can't see it, but you can see how everything is cohesive. See the address? There you go. Okay. So when you get to this level, you're ready for funding. All right.
Absolutely. I just want to add to that, Jimmie, real quick, for the audience. What's very important, if you noticed all the documents, this is very important, how everything fits together like a puzzle. Everything is cohesive, from the address to the business bank account to where the company was first established to also the foreign filing. So everything basically looks good. And that's what the bank loves to see. So if your documents is, not, if there's no cohesiveness there, that's going to basically generate an automatic denial because, at that point it's a red flag. So that's important.
And thank you very much for that. And people don't get and that's why I tell people, don't rush this system. You can't cheat this system either, because there's a couple things I want to share with you guys. Because when I bring in people into a system, especially our people, Black people, we have to, and listen, a lot of my students are white in other places, but I'm dealing with Black people right now. We have to learn how to have the spirit of excellence. You can't rush things. I'm hearing they're cracking down with fraud, with the PPP loans. If you're self-employed, just for example, you want to stay away from trying to say you have employees and you do the 941 documents. Tax people know what I'm talking about. Travis knows what I'm talking about. Where you got to show everything with the tax docs. You got to show everything with every employee that you ever had. And if you don't use a company like Paychecks to pay them out, they're coming knocking on your door saying, how'd you get $100,000 or whatever you got? And I don't see. But if you're doing the Schedule C, which is self-employed, one person, you can get about $20,000 and you're safe with that. So don't be greedy. You got to follow the system. You want to do things within the system without cheating the system. It's just not going to work. Even though, I'm hearing the IRS is backed up and, but they can find a way to get to you if they wanted to, right? So I want everybody to be safe. I want you to do things with integrity. And that's the main thing that you do. You want to make sure that when you build your legacy, your empire, it can stand. It's bigger than you. I'm talking vision now, because we're not just telling you to come on in here and pay 15, 20 grand just to get 150 or 200 grand, because it's still borrowed money. I would need to borrow money without a plan to pay it back. That's just plain dumb, right? Especially people, we got to learn how to acquire the money and turn it into wealth, turn it into assets. Because when you get the 200 grand, if you don't have a plan, it becomes a liability. It's not an asset.
That's right.
All right. And so me and Travis were working on some things to be able to help you, Rochelle, and everybody else out there, when you get your money, to come back and say, hey, I got 20 or 30,000. Where do I put this money? What do I need to do? All right. That's basically it. I'm done. Do you have any?
Yeah, I have questions.
Sure.
So whatever the name the corporation is, that's what we get. Do we have a say so in the name? It doesn't make a difference to me either way. Just thought I'd ask.
Yeah.
That's a great question. Usually I just kind of pick the name, but I usually try to pick a name that is kind of vague, because you in the world of funding, and I know it's kind of weird in that sense, because most people want to say exactly what they do, but for a lot of lending institutions, it's good to just be vague.
Right. I'm
your
aware
name.
of that.
Yeah. So I can maybe give you a choice, because I did this maybe about a week or so ago, where I gave a gentleman like 3 options to pick. So I can do that for you if you're just kind of like, hey, can I just kind of be in the actual process of picking a name? So I can do that. So I can basically put together a list of about 3 names, and then you kind of know which one is best suited for you.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, Travis, I didn't even know you were doing that, brother. The thing is, you doing something over here, and I'm doing something over here, but that's, you're the man. You are the man. Sometimes it's just hard to do that, but if you're going to go that extra mile, that's great. Rochelle is like stuck on that thing, aren't you, Rochelle? You want to make sure you. I'm stuck
on what?
I said you want to make sure if you can get your own name, you want it, don't you?
Like I said, it'll be nice, but it's not that serious. Yeah. I just thought I'd ask.
Okay. I'm glad you said that, because I didn't know Travis was doing that. Now I know.
Yes. So I usually give 3 options. If the client is asking for, a specific name, or they want to kind of be involved in the actual process of the actual business name, then I allow them to kind of choose from 3 different names.
Okay. Okay, awesome. Rochelle, I wanted to show you this, and Travis already, he sees me on Facebook. You told me you're on Facebook, but for some reason I might have put your name in wrong. This is my real.
It's not under Rochelle Lavenhouse. I have a.
Just text it to me then. You ain't got to say it on here, because some people, they don't like Facebook for whatever reason, and I get it. But I want you to be a part of this group, because I have about 3,000 realtors in here. The realtor I met was my student who got me this house, and I have about 10,000 wholesalers in this group. Okay, these are the people that work for me and work with me. You see, Travis, business partner. This is another gentleman that fixes credit. This young lady from Mexico, she's an international speaker, visionary. She does real estate. This guy does real estate leads. This is my spiritual
Yeah.
daughter. She helps me. You might see sometimes she helps with, you're not on Facebook, you don't know this. She helps me with certain, people, when they reach out to me, she responds back. Eugene Hildebrand, he's been with me for years. He helps me with real estate projects. This is my wife's brother here. This is my wife here, Arlene Williams, my queen. This is her brother. He helps run our businesses, So the thing is, we're a big conglomerate. We do a lot. This is the person that does my taxes. Her name is Humera Idris. Really, really good. Okay. Pat Winters, this is the person I told you, I've been telling people who's got, he was able to get her funded. I got her $40,000 in PPP loans, and she took part of that money and invested in this program. And Travis got $150K, so she got $190 in the span of 3 months. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, this guy here is from England. He's a salesperson. He's he's a real good friend of mine. And this man here is in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He's not far from the old Black Wall Street. He's a really cool dude. He's one of my students and part of the team as well. But you join this group. It's 20,000 members. I started 2 years ago, and you'll get a wealth of knowledge and information of what you can do with your money after you get funded. Okay, you got a lot of guys here, all kind of deals, good real estate deals. And I'm not the only one that does funding either. Me and Travis do it, but these guys do funding too. Real estate loans. Okay, I don't really specialize in that, but I know guys that do it. They do funding, 100% financing and stuff like that. Okay, what's your next question?
I have a question. Now, as I was watching the video with you and your wife, giving us a tour of your house, I've noticed that she did the same thing. She offers funding.
Who, my wife?
As well, yes. You know how you offer funding for those of us to be able to participate in the program? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes.
So it's basically you guys are your own bank. So how about I would like to be a bank.
Okay.
So what if we want to learn how to do that?
Okay. Well, guess what? I'll be more than happy to tell you how to do it and show you how to do it. When we say we're our own bank, we don't physically have a bank yet. That's what me and Travis are working on. And trust me, when we do that, there's a lot more things we can do as far as economics, getting people in homes. What we were saying in the video, I'm so glad you were so attentive. Basically, if you want to join one of her marketing programs where she goes out and markets for you and gets you the traffic and builds you a group like this, her packages start between like 2,000 and 3,000 up to 20,000, and she's her own bank in the sense that basically, you pay her a down payment, and we use a third party to collect the monthly payments. So that company that we work with collect the payments for us, but we're the ones that's financing it without looking at your credit. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. So I don't. Let me make sure I'm sure I'm clear here. When I applied for the funding to get into this program, but it was through your link. Wasn't it through one of your companies?
Absolutely, that was my company. Yes.
Okay, so I would like to do the same thing.
That was the second tier. The third tier, when you heard my
okay.
Yeah. So you're right. I see what you're saying. I see where the confusion came in. So she does both. So she could do what I do, and she could just say, hey, we don't look at your credit. It could be horrible. Make a down payment. We'll finance the rest. But that's more risk, but we can do that too. And I can show you how to. You have your own business. I can show you how to do it. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm. But the big bank thing that me and Travis want to do, we're working, and hopefully in a year or two we're going to be having a different conversation. Okay.
Absolutely.
And we're going to be looking for other people to come on and invest with us. Okay. Hopefully you'll have $1 million in the bank, Rochelle, this time next year. You can say, Jimmie, I'm ready. All right.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Here's my message here, okay, and I'm gonna let you guys go. So Rochelle, if you want to find, you could just find me. Just put in Jimmie Williams. Travis is on Facebook too.
Yes.
See Jimmie, I know how to get you on Facebook.
Again?
I know how to get to you on Facebook.
Good. All right, good. I know.
But I'm gonna text you my Facebook name though.
All right, no worries. You guys have been great.
Awesome.
Rochelle?
Say it again.
Anything else for me before we go?
Oh, no. I don't have any other questions.
Okay. Well, if you're listening to this you guys don't know what this is all about, just rewind, replay it. Rochelle is one of our outstanding clients. She came in at the platinum level. It's normally $30,000, but she came in. She was, we gave her a smashing good deal on it because we saw that we saw her goals and dreams. We wanted to meet her halfway and make sure she can get in. And she's in, and I want to make sure once she gets funded, we're going to come back and do a testimonial, me and Travis, and you guys need to go ahead and get in and do this thing because there's not a lot of money. There's money out there, but you got to know how to get it. And
Absolutely.
we want to see all of you guys make it. Hey, but it's not for the weak. You guys got to take action, and that's what Rochelle did. Rochelle, thank you for taking the time. Okay, and as always,
Right, thank you.
you got it. As I always say, I'll see y'all at the top. All right.
All right,
See
see
you at
you
the top.
later.
All
See you
right.
at the top. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.